What's going on? It's Kevin Carr from Mike Boyle Strength and Conditioning and Certified Functional Strength Coach. I'm here with Marco Sanchez, and he's going to be one of our presenters at our winter seminar. That's going to be January 20th, 2018. We have a bunch of presenters, myself, Michael Boyle, Steve Bigelow, Ken Whittier, and then our special guest is going to be Michael Mullen. Marco's going to tell us a little bit about what he's going to be presenting on in his lecture called Cultivating Culture. So what are you going to be speaking about?
Hey guys, so my talk is really going to be about, one, it's like, if you notice, gyms have culture, right? Every gym that I've ever been to, commercial or private sector gym or, a professional team setting, there's some sort of culture that's embedded there. And what I've noticed is that some cultures have a lot more success than others in terms of getting people to buy in, getting repeat clients. And if you think about it, culture really impacts your business, especially if you're like us in a private sector, right? Obviously, like Mike always says, people come for the coaching, they come for the exercise, but they stay for the coaching. And I really think that coaching goes along with our culture that we have sort of established here. So there's a couple things in my presentation that I'm going to go over. Is number one, about the different subcultures of your gym setting, right? We know that there's got to be a culture that exists amongst the staff, you, me, Ken, Steve. There's got to be a culture that exists amongst the clients, mostly referring to our general population, our adult clients, your moms and dads. And then there's also got to be a culture that exists among your athletes too. Like if you're training real competitive athletes, or you're working with professionals and things like that, then there's got to be a different culture that applies for them also. So what I'm going to do is go through some screening processes and some interview processes of how you can see first from the top down if someone that is going to come work for you is the right fit for the culture you're trying to build, and then secondly, what you can do to help all those subcultures be really, really effective and successful in terms of keeping people coming in and keeping people happy.
That's awesome. And yeah, I think that's, for a lot of gyms like ours, I think that's one of the strong points that keeps clients here. And it makes me think of the Simon Sinek book, Start With Why. He always says, people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it.
Yeah.
And the thing here is like people don't come here just because they know we like single leg training or they believe in the joint by joint approach. They come here because they like you, or they like myself, or they like Ken, or they like Steve. They like those relationships.
Yeah, and I definitely think that there's a real palpable energy in terms of culture that you can feel when you walk into like our facility or other facilities that I've been to that we've been lucky enough to teach at and make friends with some of these other people who are scattered, around the country and around the world. And we've been lucky to learn from some of their cultural habits and things that they've done to help build a really nice community. And so I'm going to kind of go over some of those things that I've noticed, not just here, but in other places too, that are allowing people to have a lot of success.
Cool. So real quick before we cut away here, what's one tip that you could give the people who are watching? Maybe they're a gym owner, maybe they're like one trainer who's by themselves. One tip that you could give them that they could do to immediately start to improve the culture, either with their relationships or within their own staff?
I think one of the number one things that Mike has always overemphasized to us is that no one is too big for any job, right? So like, for example, like Mike is still here, although he's, successful gym owner here, he's still here at 5 a.m. 2 or 3 days a week. Nobody will step over a piece of trash. If a garbage can is full, you empty it. If you see somebody who needs help, it doesn't matter if it's your client, you help them. If someone walks in the lobby and they look confused, like it's their first time there, they need help, somebody's going to go and address them immediately. So I think it's that sort of idea that, we're all bought into this and nobody is responsible for one thing and everybody is responsible for everything. And I think that's sort of the biggest thing that allows us to have success right off the bat that, you can start to work with.
There you have it. Sweep the sheds.
Let's go. Sweep them.
All right. Again, winter seminar is going to be here in Woburn at Mike Boyle Strength and Conditioning on January 20th, 2018. Again, Marco Sanchez presenting, as well as Michael Boyle, Michael Mullen, and some of our other staff members. So look forward to seeing you guys here.
See you then.